should you develop a web application or a mobile application? That is what we are going to be talking about today. I recently saw a post on the platform X from Neil Patel, who is a legend in the world of digital marketing. And he shared a post which shows the number of searches in different platforms on a daily basis. Google is the comfortable leader in the domain as we see it, with 8.5 billion searches on a daily basis. Since we're going to be talking about mobile apps versus web applications, then I'm going to be looking at the numbers of Google Play Store and Apple App Store in the list. Google Play Store has 2.1 billion searches on a daily basis, and the number of searches in the Apple App Store is only 0.5 billion. Well, 8.5, 2.1, and 0.1 billion searches. If we sum up the numbers from Google Play Store and Apple App Store, it still doesn't come anywhere near to the number of searches in Google. Then you can probably say, well, this is no-brainer. I should just go and develop a web application. But this is maybe not the right way of seeing things, actually. Let me explain why. The thing that should be determining whether your end product is going to be a mobile application or a web application should be the type of use case or problem that you're solving. We shouldn't underestimate it that people who need a solution to their problems probably have an idea about where to find the solution to their problems. If the user thinks that, he needs or she needs a mobile application, then the person is going to go to the Play Store and Apple App Store and search for a solution there. If the person thinks that this is probably possible to solve on the web, then they will probably make a Google search. Well, I believe there are still corner cases, and a number of corner cases, where users make a search on the Google, but end up finding the mobile application itself in their Google search and come to the Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download the mobile application at the end. It is still possible. And it's also possible that they find out these mobile apps, or maybe the website, whatever it is, in other platforms as well, like YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is. But I'm just talking about the general picture here, And since most users are going to have a fair idea about where to find the solution to their problems, these numbers that I just showed you sort of become obsolete. And we still shouldn't underestimate the number of searches in Google Play Store and Apple App Store. 2.1 billion in Play Store and 0.5 billion in Apple App Store. If you think that the best product to solve the user's problem is going to be a mobile app, go and develop a mobile app. But if you think that the user should be getting the service through a website, then go and develop a web application. Let me give an example from myself. I've been developing mobile apps during the past 5 years, and one of these apps is a stock market prediction app. This is sort of a utility app that generates algorithmic predictions for different common stocks from the stock markets and shares it with the users. If you have access to your phone, which I believe you have most of the day, you can anytime turn on the application and check out the predictions, latest prices, etc. This is a utility app, and I believe the best way of solving this problem is to develop a mobile application. But later on, I decided to integrate an API to this platform and wanted to provide the predictions through an API so that the people who are working in the field can use these algorithmic predictions and integrate them to their trading tools or platforms where they are developing their investing or trading strategies. So providing an API through a mobile app is not going to be easy. And for this purpose, I went and developed a web application where the people can come, register, and start using the API. Using the API also gives access to the historical predictions, which is not possible in the case of mobile app. Or even if I make it possible in the mobile app, it's going to be very difficult to use these predictions, historical predictions, in the mobile app itself. And when thinking about these use cases, I didn't really think about if I can develop a mobile application or a web application. I didn't think since I can develop mobile applications, I should develop a kind of mobile app that provides the API. No, not at all. Since it makes a lot more sense to provide the API through a web application, that's what I went and developed. Developing solutions has become a lot more easier than before. We have lots of cloud solutions that make life a lot more easier. Creating CI/CD pipelines is a lot more easier today compared to how it was for 5, 10, maybe 20 years ago. We have the AI tools that can help us speed up the development process. Cloud platforms like DigitalOcean, Heroku, or Google Cloud, or even AWS, for those people who love spending their days and nights in their documentation. Whatever the solution you use, it's actually a lot more easier now to develop new solutions compared to how it was before. Deciding if your end solution is going to be a mobile application or a web application is critical. Think about in which way the user would like to have the solution. If it's going to be a mobile app, go and develop a mobile app. If you think that it makes a lot more sense to develop a web application, go and develop a web application. There are obviously advantages and disadvantages of both approaches from a technical point of view. Collecting payments is a painful process in the case of web applications, while it is a lot more easier in the case of mobile apps because you rely on the payment gateways of Google and Apple. But on the other hand, they have really high fees that you need to pay, so you're going to be losing a lot of money on that part. If you see it as losing money, they are actually solving a very reasonable problem. This is my view on the topic. Do you think that you should be developing a mobile app or web application? I'll be happy to read about them down below. Thanks for listening. See you next time.